Hey everyone, Brandon here with SumoQuote. I just wanted to walk you guys through our new Zapier integration. We're thrilled to release it. It's live and available. If you head to Zapier, you'll be able to find us right here as one of the integration options. And if you're not familiar with Zapier, Zapier is an amazing app that allows you to connect a whole multitude of apps and tools together in custom integrations, custom workflows. And really, it's a very, very slick way that if, say, you're wanting to connect programs like AccuLinks, or perhaps you're using something like Jobber, or if it's the case that, maybe you're using a more conventional CRM like Salesforce, or you're using different tools like even like Sales Rabbit, or different add-on tools. You can use Zapier as a way to connect SumoQuote to those things in a whole pile of ways now. So I'm going to walk you through those right now. Now, here are just a small collection of integrations that I've created between SumoQuote and Zapier right now. And I want to walk you through a few of the ways that you can do things. Now, as you guys know, we already have an integration built with JobNimbus and CompanyCam. But one of the slick things you can do with Zapier is we can actually do a unified integration between JobNimbus, CompanyCam, and SumoQuote now. So say, for instance, when you create a job in JobNimbus, you can create an action to find that company in CompanyCam and then create a project in SumoQuote using data from both. So for instance, if I actually come down here to this action, you'll see that now this project being created in SumoQuote, again, when a new job is created in JobNimbus, we'll use the name, first name, last name, email, phone number from JobNimbus, but then we can pull in address information from CompanyCam to be able to use it. You'll see that this has the little CompanyCam logo. One really slick thing, though, as well, is when we do this, we can also directly connect to our CompanyCam integration so that when those projects are created, they're already linked and already have those photos available. This is just a very small enhancement to our existing integrations that you can do. Now, Zapier runs on two different types of things. One is called a trigger. Second is called an action. A trigger is what is it that needs to happen in an app to start this automation happening. And so that would be, in that last example, a job being created in JobNimbus. So here, one thing that, say, we didn't have until just now was the ability to, when a project is created in CompanyCam, automatically create a project in SumoQuote. So that would be the trigger, is a new project created in CompanyCam. The action would be, let's now create a project with that information in SumoQuote. So we have that sort of a webhook automation with JobNimbus. Now you can pretty much build it with any app that you want. So if I come down here, let me give you a couple of really interesting ways that you can use this. First off, for companies that are using Sales Rabbit, Sales Rabbit is a brilliant cold calling, canvassing, lead prospecting tool. It's amazing. So, of course, if you were out in the field knocking on doors, or you got a cold caller knocking on doors, as soon as that lead is available, you can now create an action that you're creating that project into SumoQuote. And how about we also create an action that will also send an email to your sales reps saying, hey, just a heads up, there's a new lead ready for a sales call. So here we can create a multi-stage automation where not only are we connecting Sales Rabbit information directly into SumoQuote, then we're actually sending an email to our sales team saying, hey, just a heads up, this customer, they are now ready for a sales meeting. And when your sales guys get this email, they go, oh, great. They pop into their SumoQuote. They're ready to start building a proposal and scheduling that meeting for them right now. So this is a very, very interesting thing. And you'll see here that we're connecting, of course, SumoQuote and Gmail and Sales Rabbit. And a very, very highly requested connection here would be something like AccuLinks and SumoQuote. So now you can do things like when you create a project in SumoQuote, it can create a lead automatically in AccuLinks and things like that. We're gonna be building out more and more connections with AccuLinks in the future, but just be aware that that right now you can already start doing that. Some of the other slick things that you could do is upon contract signing, So when a report is signed in SumoQuote, we can then activate a bunch of actions. We have a lot of people who say, well, I'd love to be able to send a welcome email. I'd love to be able to create a series of different events when contractors sign on a proposal with a homeowner. Now you can. So you can say when a report is signed in SumoQuote, and you'll notice in here that there's a whole pile of different trigger events here that we've got. You can even make it so, hey, if it's the case that an email is clicked, we can send them an email or something like that. But in this case, the example is if a report is signed in SumoQuote, we sell a job, then we can use an app like Slack, which is like a messaging app, to be able to then say, hey, let's send a message to our entire team saying, hey, just a heads up, we got a new sold job right now. And the customer's name is Jane and Joe. Here's their email address. And what was it worth? What was the total signed amount? Then you can use that information to be able to say, hey, not only, of course, can you notify your team in an example like this, but you can also push that sold data to a whole pile of different things. Say, for instance, like a Google spreadsheet. So here's a very, very basic spreadsheet. And what I can do is I can say, here is a spreadsheet with all of our final signed amount. We have some people who use their sold data and they run different analytics and numbers on it in different ways. Now, using the Zapier integration, if I jump back over here, you'll see that we can make a trigger so that when there's been a new quote signed within SumoQuote, we can add a spreadsheet row in Google Sheets. So that here, if it's the case, every time that we sign a quote, I actually just want you to update this spreadsheet, or I want you to send an email or whatnot. You name it, however creative it is that you can be, SumoQuote now can connect in really, really brilliant ways using Zapier. So you'll see down here that I've got a whole bunch of really interesting ones. The last one I'll show you is connecting with less conventional contractor CRMs, like even things like HubSpot or Salesforce, or if you're connecting with something like Jobber. Now you can create direct integrations with these world-leading CRMs, and you can connect them directly into workflows with SumoQuote. All right, so that's a quick walkthrough of how this Zapier and SumoQuote integration works. We do have a whole pile of different things that can be created and done within SumoQuote, and we think that you're really going to love it. So, as kind of a last thing that I'm going to show you guys, I just want to show you the actions that are available. So the things that you can do within SumoQuote with that, which is you can create projects, you can update projects, and then you can search for projects and pull in their ID and things like that. And what that allows you to do is use SumoQuote data in different apps in different ways. So sometimes you don't always want to create a project. You actually just want to grab that information from SumoQuote, and then you want to do something with it in another app, maybe in QuickBooks Online or something like that. You can do that now. Now, in addition, if I back up to our trigger events, the trigger events suggest what is it that within SumoQuote we want to start a series of events or start a series of automations. Of course, I showed you this report signed here, but we also have the ability to say anytime a project is created, start a chain of events. Anytime the project is updated or, an email is bounced or things like that. So anyhow, there is a mountain of things that you can do with this. Zapier allows you to connect with, I believe it's over 3,000 different apps. And this is a very comprehensive integration. So hopefully you guys will be able to use it to be able to speed up your systems, simplify your processes, and just keep on crushing deals. Anyhow, if you have any questions, you can always reach us at support@sumoquote.com, or you can email us. Or you can call us at 509-213-0118 anytime to connect with our support team, and we'd be more than thrilled to be able to walk you through this and any other features. Thank you so much, and thanks for standing with us.